see each other again. Bye, Bonnie. Take care of yourself. That's how Bonnie and I met. We were in the same child error facility. I'm really shy around other people, so I don't make friends easily. But for some reason, it wasn't as hard to be friends with Bonnie. Whenever she spoke to me, it was always using her telepathy. But then she was transferred to another facility, and that was it. But lately, I've been hearing Bonnie's voice again, just like when we were young. She's asking for help, telling me she's in a lot of pain. But I don't know why. And I have no idea where she is now. I want to help her, but there's nothing I can do. I wish I knew where she was. It will be all right. I'm sure you'll find her again. No, I'll find her for you. As a judgment officer, that's the least that I can do. You really can?
Yeah, despite her appearance, Uiharu's actually an excellent judgment officer.
Despite my appearance?
Oh, sorry. My bad.
Anyway, just leave it to me, okay? Thank you so much. You must be tired after all this. You should get some rest. No, I'm fine, really.
The level upper incident? You mean...
Yes. Harumi Kiyama was responsible and I saw into her past. Harue's friend Adasaki was in the flashback.
An induced burst experiment to analyze the law of runaway abilities. It's hard to believe such an experiment would be conducted.
I know. From what I can tell, the person in charge of it all was an old researcher named Kihara.
Kihara? Do you mean Gensei Kihara?
I've never heard of him.
He's a scientist, a famous one in some respects. Though mad scientist might be more accurate. I know some of his work. He's not above human experimentation. His current whereabouts are unknown, however. If he actually carried out such an experiment, then it's entirely possible that the children he used are the source of the recent poltergeisting.
What do you mean exactly?
That all those child subjects have become runaway espers.
How's that possible? Kiyama was certain the children are asleep, even now.
What if their abilities are out of control while they're unconscious?
Oh no. You think the interference isn't intentional, but rather the accidental result of their unconscious state?
It is a possibility. Where are the children now, do you girls know?
Anti-Skill has been searching for them ever since the incident, but they still haven't discovered their location.
Oh. Well, it sounds like finding these kids is our top priority. Now then, the lucky color of the day is pink. Huh? That's a good sign, huh?
Whoa, this is crazy! You're telling me that Adasaki, Harui's friend, was one of Kiyama's students, and that these children are the ones causing the poltergeisting?
Yes, that's the hypothesis anyway. Until we actually locate the children, we can't know anything for certain though.
Okay, but how are we supposed to find them?
Well, maybe...
I see what you're getting at. We should use the computer to find where they are. That means you're up, Uiharu. Right? You'll look?
Of course I'm going to look. But I don't like this. We've cleared Haruhi, and now you turn around and start suspecting her friend?
That's it. You're being unreasonable.
Those poor kids. They need help. They're pleading.
Hey, Sissy? You've been in there for a long time.
Yeah. I've got a lot to think about.
After today, I guess we all have.
So what are you going to do? Don't you want to make up with Uiharu?
It's not like I don't understand why she's upset. But still, I'm a judgment officer. I've done nothing more than duty requires. Uiharu feels betrayed because I investigated her friend. Even so, I'm sure she'll come around. She'll see that I... Oh!
Don't think I'm gonna let you come in here just because we're talking!
I thought it would be a perfect opportunity. Here, I brought snacks. They're from a shop in District 8 that's famous for its pastries. You went that far to get them? You'll understand why. These are the best cakes in all of Academy City. Oh, I got the sweet bean filling. You have to go with the classic. Wow, that far and they're still warm? Actually, That's because I used my ability on them. It doesn't sound that fancy, but I can maintain the temperature of things I touch. I can't handle anything that's really hot, so I just stick with moderately warm items like pastry. I haven't told the others about this. Not even Sawton. But it's only fair. You told me about your ability, so I told you about mine. So, it's good? It's delicious. It's so good.
According to Kiyama's deposition, there were 10 human experimentation subjects. They were all put in a vegetative state, and then they were divided up and taken to different treatment centers across the city.
But they aren't there anymore?
Right. They were transferred repeatedly, and somewhere along the way, the trail vanishes.
Yeah.
How about you take a quick break?
No, thank you.
Satin, where are you going?
I don't know.
Well, why don't we get a drink?
Thanks. It's just really hard to be around them right now.
I know. I wish there wasn't so much tension between them. We need to find Adasaki somehow. For Harue's sake, naturally, but for Uiharu's sake as well. And I'm sure it would make us feel better also.
Absolutely.
Who's that? Yes, Misaka here. Kiyama is out on bail?
Yes. I went to speak with her at the detention center about the child experiments, but she'd been released.
After everything she did, I can't believe they would let her see the light of day.
I don't know the specifics of her bail agreement, but it's a done deal.
Crazy.
I don't know how we'll ever be able to locate the children without her.
Something about this doesn't make sense. Everything Kiyama did was for the sole purpose of rescuing those children. Why would she go through all that just to turn around and use them like this?
It's not so surprising. She is the same one who exploited students' desires to increase their abilities.
I said no thanks.
How about you stop playing the martyr?
Oh, I'm sorry.
You've been at this for a while. I'm surprised you haven't been able to track them down yet.
I'm not done. There's still more data that I need to trace.
Hey, what's this here? It's something about AAM diffusion field resonance, and how that's a possible cause for mass outbreaks of RSPK syndrome.
Resonance? Yes, that's right. The way in which the AIM diffusion fields of similarly typed espers resonate with each other. It starts with one runaway esper being tampered with. Then, like a domino effect, other espers of a like type are triggered as well. The resonating esper powers share general characteristics. Let's look at your ability as an example. Similar types would include espers who can manipulate either electrical or magnetic fields. Which means there is a wide range of espers who could resonate with you. And that means a similarly wide range exists for the 10 child experiments who have gone missing. Imagine if all of their runaway abilities have been activated. Their sphere of influence among other students would be huge, as high as 78%. Really? 78? But then, we could see poltergeisting on such a large scale that it would tear apart the entire city. All right, but who says this theory is correct? Take a closer look at the person who wrote this article. Gensei Kihara? After what we learned earlier, I looked into him. His whereabouts are indeed unknown, just as Terestina told us. All of the research facilities he was associated with are shut down, and his data has been scattered. What is it? Is something the matter? Huh? Oh, no. Not really.
Oh, Sissy! Oh, you're so rough! No!
If I had time, I'd slap her silly and put a stop to whatever she's dreaming. I'm sorry. All right, my disguise is complete. See? If the power isn't on, I guess I didn't need a mask. I was right. This is it. For whatever good that does.
No, there is nothing left here. Yes, I'm pulling out now.
It's her!
You again.
I knew it. Harumi Kiyama.
Can I help you with
Are
something?
you responsible for these latest events too?
What would you do if I was?
Fuck you, that's what! Hey, what's happening?
Well, that's that. Nice job back there. Sending an electric current through a dead security system.
It's not like that's what I meant to happen. But never mind that. What were you doing there? How did you get out on bail? What are you planning now?
This situation feels regrettably familiar to me. Being interrogated in my own car by a schoolgirl.
Huh?
Well, sorry, but the questions will have to wait for later.
What is this place?
Come this way.
What's that?
If you've peeked through my memories, you should know the answer to that question. These are them. These are my students.
I was right. You are the one who's behind all these poltergeisting incidents.
I am.
It's true. However, there is a rather long story behind it all. Oh, and as you may have noticed, this is a hospital. Please try to refrain from the use of electric shocks.
I remember you.
Long time no see, huh?
Will someone please tell me what's going on here?
Gensei Kihara. It was with him that all of this first began.
Consider these questions. Why are we here? What is our ultimate purpose? For what reason was Academy City designed and built in the first place? Yes, there is one fundamental reason. Creating a being who transcends mankind, a level 6. What you are looking at now are the results of much research. Signal pathways form that differ from a normal neural network within the brains of runaway espers. Various neurotransmitters and hormones are secreted abnormally. Through the process of extracting those secretions and then condensing and refining them, we can produce an ability crystal such as this. And by administering this crystal to a specially selected esper, we can produce the long sought-after level 6. Yes, the ability crystal will help us realize the ultimate purpose of our city. The creation of System. After all these years of stumbling through the dark, we may at last find someone who attains the power of God while still inhabiting a mortal body.
You really believe it? That you'll be able to create a level 6 using your ability crystal?
Of course I believe it.
And the price? Intentionally impairing consciousness, leaving the subjects vulnerable to serious side effects.
My experiments have produced consistent results.
Is that so? And how many victims do you have?
Victims? My research produces answers, not victims. Don't be ridiculous.
Perhaps he truly did not see the harm he was causing with his work. But there were victims. The more I learned about the facts of the case, the more convinced I became. Finally, there was no denying it. The child errors that Kiyama was trying so desperately to save were used as test subjects for Kiara's ability crystal.
The burst experiment I told you about. The one that analyzed runaway abilities. That was part of it too. The experiment you saw in my memory was a dosing of the ability crystals.
Crazy. All this to create a level 6 which we barely know anything about? These poor kids have ended up like this. And that's the reason behind it?
And now I'm doing what I can. I hope my talents as a doctor will allow me to save them. Luckily, it didn't take too much time to get them all transferred into my care. My name carries a certain amount of weight in this town, you see. However, I did need to speak to a specialist about how to revive them.
That's how you made bail.
He did me a great favor. I'll be forever grateful. Thanks to my access to this facility, I have a rough idea of how to revive the children.
You can save them?
Unfortunately, another problem has arisen.
What's that?
As they approach awakening, their AIM diffusion field readings have abnormal values.
Which means...
Their powers are out of control. They've triggered cases of multiple simultaneous RSPK syndrome.
But why?
It seems Kihara's research hasn't stopped entirely. If he was using the ability crystal that I knew he had developed, then the children should not have set off any poltergeisting events. But there seems to be an upgraded crystal at work here.
He has turned these children into runaway espers, even as they lie here in a deep sleep.
So, if you did try to wake them up, the poltergeisting...
Yes. The force would be incalculable.
What now? We have to do something.
I am developing a program that will bring their abilities under control. But the building block of Kihara's ability crystal is known as the first sample. It is a refined extraction that is derived from the very first human subject of the experiment. If I'm going to complete the vaccine software, I have to analyze the data contained within that sample.
So then that's why you were back at that laboratory.
Yes, I was looking for that data. Unfortunately, I didn't find anything. But I'm not about to give up. That data is indispensable to the continued research of ability crystals. There's no way something like that would be discarded. It must be out there somewhere. And I swear, I'll do whatever it takes to find it.
I see. And what if you can't?
Then I will still wake up the children.
Even knowing the kind of damage it'll cause?
I will not allow them to remain like this forever!
I understand, but you can't.
She's right. Because I won't let you.
Terestina?
Hello there. Sorry, but I followed you.
Huh?
What the?
We're the multi-active rescue team. These children are in our custody. It's best if you do as we instruct.
Do I have a choice in the matter?
No. It's our duty to seek out and prevent any situation that might endanger Academy City. Naturally, I have a warrant with me. Feel free to read it, though I had hoped you would cooperate and make the process easier.
This looks to be an order.
Please, don't worry. This kind of thing is our specialty. We have a facility ready to offer the children whatever treatment they need.
But please.
And our data access exceeds yours. We can find information you could never lawfully obtain. Earlier, you mentioned something called the first sample. It's possible that we can acquire data on that item as well. Secure them.
Hold on!
What are you doing?
You told me that if I didn't like what you were doing, I'd have to come and stop you.
Move now! I'm the only one who can possibly save those children!
But you haven't, have you? First it was the level upper. Now these poltergeist attacks. And still, you haven't saved one of them.
I'm so close, though. I'm just one...